Oh, hello everybody. We are here in the first episode of the All Star School podcast. Today we have our first guest star, which is the Skool Cat. And I'm so honored because I've seen the cat purring a bit everywhere in different communities and I've always wanted to pet it, but somehow I just had fun with it. So, the Skool Cat, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, sure. Where do I start? I mean, I am school's gimmick, school's Easter egg, the one digital thing that hopefully makes everybody smile and laugh once they see me. I would probably say the great goal of my existence is to be school's ambassador for culture, because that's what we do in here, right? That's just how humans behave naturally when they are connected in a community. And once they do that, just connecting, interacting, exchanging thoughts, ideas, fails, wins, whatever it might be, maybe just sharing their latest walk with a dog, still forms culture. And that's what I try to achieve with you humans. So that's it, basically. I was born in November 25. No, it was November 24. Yes, almost been a year since I do my thing over here. What else do you want to know? Just feel free to ask any questions.
Well, this so far it's a very good introduction. So thank you for being here and making that we humans enjoy your place, yeah, on the internet. So you're speaking about creating connections between humans. So what is your mindset when it comes to creating connections with humans and between humans?
I personally think that there is nothing you can't, well, there are things you can't do or shouldn't do, but still you are all humans. We all do mistakes, and there is no place where we don't think anybody should be judged for his position, the way or the point he is or she is on his path or her path. So just, I don't know, just provide a place that isn't judgmental at all. Just feel free and create a space for people to willingly and openly share whatever they want to share. And I guess
Hmm.
that's the best thing to tackle this topic when it comes to connecting or networking in that sense.
It's
Just
beautiful.
listen.
Just listening, just create a space for being non-judgmental and accepting people where they are on their journey. So if I'm like a new on internet and I don't know how to do it, what would be the best advice for someone to just be non-judgmental in a society that is putting labels on everything?
Ooh, that's hard. That's actually hard. I would probably say just try listening, just nodding with your head, probably, just listening to the conversation, and just try to find out what's the true reason somebody might come from that perspective, or somebody might be angry about a certain topic. It's just not always what they are talking about. But if you listen carefully, you can find out what's really going on and probably get them out of the situation with a small joke or make it obvious that things aren't that harsh as they seem. Right? It's just a pat on the back.
Yeah. So just listening, being there for them, and making them feel that whatever is hard for them is not so important, and just, yeah, being there for them. So how did you become the Skool Cat? How did you get created?
Oh my goodness, that's a long story, but I will try to keep it as short as I can. The Skool Cat account was created on November 25th in 2024. So back at that time, I think you might also remember when Sam Ovens hosted the School Memes Challenge.
Yeah.
That was the birth-giving idea. So I came up with the idea of having a community just about memes related to school. So we named it the School Memes. That was the very first community, but that community also needed a proper host. So in the very beginning, this account was called Selex Hovens, like mixing Alex Hormozy and Sam Ovens. And then I joined, I think it was still called the School Games community.
Yeah.
And I got banned and unbanned like 3 times. So after the first ban, I thought, hey, shit, I do have the community now, and I also claimed the URL. So I already paid the $100 for the community. So I thought I don't want to lose this community. So I need to come up with a different name because you can change it once. Um, and then there was the Skool Cat. So I
Hmm.
did some research. Nobody had that account, and it was the perfect fit by accident. And then I got kicked out and rejoined the community 2 more times until Goose, Andrew Kirby, and Sam Ovens had a pretty long discussion about if I should be in Schoolers or not. Because Sam's point was that I am no human profile. Nobody knows who I am. And from the outside, it might look unprofessional, which is more than understandable. Because he wants to have real humans in his scholars community. So Goose and Andrew then tried to defend me and said, but he doesn't do no harm. He is just the school cat. He's just trying to brighten up some people's faces. But Sam has the last word, and he said it's not going to happen, which is completely fine. Like, I don't hold any grudge against him. Because Andrew Kirby then finally more or less paved the way that we went with the school cat. Because one day he left a comment in our community and said that the school cat was never meant to be a domestic cat, but to be out in the wild. And that was the point where we started the story with the school cat from homeless to somewhere because I just got kicked out of my home. Yes, and that's more or less the story up until now. So all we do now is try to connect humans with this little cat thing that is going on because the curiosity is the thing that drives people towards it. And if they are interested, they may find the humans community. And if they join, they will probably not stay because of the school cat, but because of the people they have met along the way. And that's fantastic to see that it also works. So, yes, I think we're doing at least a small amount of things right with the school cat.
This is an amazing story. I would have never imagined that the cat being kicked out and coming in and out. This is, I mean, so you started speaking about community and humans. What are first, like the question that is burning me is like, how did you get a star?
Mm, I think when we made the shift, like the community had 3 names by now. The first one was the school memes, which was pretty easy, more or less, to get people into because the challenge was still active. Mm, but we needed to make that shift because it at that time it couldn't be just about memes. It was too simple, too boring in a sense. So we changed to Meme Land, which is also the point where we figured out that it's not about just fun. It's about the people, not about just fun. Fun is just the way to get people together. It's like the icebreaker. But I totally forgot your question. as I was just talking. Could you repeat
So
that again,
I
please?
mean, the question was like, was it intentional for you to get a star, and how did you get a
Yeah,
star?
it's not intentional. It wasn't intentional. I don't know. It's not planned at all. Um, Again, I would just probably say it happened by accident because the relationships category that we are based in is also very thankful with its communities inside there because I think it's one of the smallest categories we have. And compared to all the business and tech communities that are probably ruling school when it comes to community amount, it's such a thankful category to be in. And one day it just happened. It just was there. I freaked out completely. Um, because it was, I don't know, it was this mama we made it moment. Even though we didn't do anything besides just doing what we already did, it just grew slowly. And that's what we still keep doing. Because if it's not for the right people in there, we just do not want to have it. So why would we end up like some huge communities that have some Swedish founders, for example. There's one particular giant here on school, where you just have, I don't know how many members he has, 120,000, probably 130. And we do have more activities than him, and we are just around 300 people. That's nothing we want to have. So
Yeah,
yeah, just try to get the right people in.
I totally understand, and this is the reason why I wanted to start these interviews, is because I was into like 20 different communities, and a lot of communities are like very shiny from the outside, and people are like, "Oh, come to my community," like YouTubers who have a lot of people. And
Yep.
then you come into the community, and it's just the admins pushing content onto people,
Yep.
and it feels like it's a way for you to just be brainwashed by these people, and you don't really get the value of a community. And then you see other communities that were way more smaller, and you check the leaderboard, and you see that people have like 3,000 points in 1 month.
Yes.
Where these huge communities, people have like 10 points and they're like top of leaderboards. And I
Yep.
was shocked because I joined some communities in within 1 week, I got top of the leaderboard. And I was like, I'm barely there, and
Yes.
on the other hand, I'm so much more excited when I'm in a community where I'm here every day and I'm in the bottom of the leaderboard and I feel like, okay,
Yep.
I'm part of something. So what would be your advices to entrepreneurs who still need to make money and maybe want to win the school games, but they want to have a star and to have a community where there is a lot of interaction?
Oh my goodness, that's a very hard question. That's honestly a very hard question. Because I personally, I don't want to say I do not care about the money. It's nice to have, sure. But if you're trying to chase two rabbits at the same time, you probably end up catching none. So either I think you have a long way of building the community to get to the star first. Make it your proof of concept or your proof of work, and then start charging at a low price and increase it by the member count because it's tied to the members who are part of it. And when you're able to gather more and more people in your paid course or paid community, for example, you could slowly increase price, slowly but steady. Still keep your face, still keep your reputation, but prove to the people that you are able and capable of doing the things you promise. Because nobody is going to pay you, I don't know, how many grand for whatever, if you do not have any proof. But if you want to go for the quick buck, I could probably just say, be a guru, sell your classroom, sell out yourself, but you will end up not being who you are. And it's going to, I don't want to say kill you in the long run, but it's going to do things with you. Yeah. So it depends on which path you're going to take. Shortcuts or the long run. I would always take the long run. Yeah.
So your solution is taking it slow, building a relationship,
Yes.
showing people that what you're doing is valuable, and then when you have enough people interested, you start charging, and then you start increasing your prices until the point that you have that satisfaction and people coming
Yes.
in. So we're getting close to the end of this interview. Just want to know what are the gold nuggets that you found while being on school?
The people,
The
honestly.
people.
It's just the people, the conversations I had, the countless calls I had with people who I didn't know by then, who I probably wouldn't have met by any chance. It's a complete different sort of people you meet here on school, at least the ones I met. I didn't have, honestly, I didn't have any bad experience by now when it comes to calls and being together with people. Everybody is open. I don't think I was ever judged for any idea or thought I had on a call, on a community call. That's something you rarely find in real life. Like if you have a look around at your job, at your colleagues, at your family and friends, you will probably most often be judged for things that are outside the box. And here on school, you super rarely find people who don't wish you all the best or at least reach out a lending hand in form of information or maybe even helping you brainstorming. So
So
yeah,
for your school is like the place where you can meet the best humans possible, people who are like truly non-judgmental, truly giving, truly wanting to help. If you're a shy person and you have trouble, well, what would you say to a shy person that is just joining school and is like, oh, I'm afraid of having a bad experience online? What would you say to them?
if they had bad experiences before
Yeah, but
online,
not especially on school, but
okay,
online or in
yeah.
general, they're like very shy and they want to meet people and they're like, oh, how do I get that? How do I get to meet people online?
Well, school is actually one of the best platforms for it. Like it's like the old forum days in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. You can just create your own space. Like if you are into the TV series One Piece and you fully geek out about it, just open your community. Just call it One Piece lovers, fans, whatever. If it's something you have been, I don't know, if some people made fun of you on Instagram, for example, of you sharing your favorite One Piece model, whatever it is, school is probably the place where you find people that share your story, your passion, your interests, because you can choose where to join. If you're an art guy, you would probably not join a business community. Maybe if you would want to take it a step further. If you are a tech guy, you wouldn't probably join an art community. So you can choose and pick which community, people you surround yourself with. And that's probably the one thing that makes school so interesting. Because the chances of meeting the right people are very high if you know what you like and what you dislike. So yeah, That's
Beautiful.
probably the reason why.
Choosing the kind of people we want to meet based on what are interests. So you know that these are the people who will recognize the value that you have because you love the same thing. One last question. So you were speaking about like creating communities. So how do you attract people within your community?
Ooh, that's different. Like thinking from the school cat perspective is completely different. I don't want to use the word normal, but if a regular human wants to attract or keep the people engaged in his or her community, I highly do recommend some simple things like having a change log, for example. I don't know if you know what it is. It's just a post you use that's been created once, and you turn off the comments.
Hmm.
So you are, as the community owner, are the only person who can activate the comment section real quick, type the latest news in there, and deactivate the comments instantly. In that sense, everybody who follows this post, like who has this tiny bell in the top right corner activated, is being informed about all the changes. So you are not forced to constantly spam posts in your community in order to make them engage with something. So trying to put yourself out of the equation as much as possible is, in my perspective, the way to go. Just keeping things as easy as possible. Like a good friend of mine had the perfect question that we all should probably ask ourselves when we work on those things. So the question is, what would this look like if it was super easy? Like to which amount am I able to break it down to make it not just for me super easy, but also for the user, which is the highest priority in your community. So an overfloated classroom, in my perspective, does not make sense. It's just wasted time on your end because most people don't even look at it. It's sad, but true that most of us spend hours and countless hours on the classroom design and working and designing everything. But yeah, I would just try to use the live events to encourage people, to collect people, to get them stuck in your community. And the rest is, I don't want to say easy, but once you have the first one or two people who post in your community to support you, then you see things shifting because one gets two, two may get three, three might turn back into two, but end up in the four. And then you just slowly but steady move your way to an engaged community. So it's nothing you can achieve with a formula, besides the question, probably. Just try not to confuse everybody in there. That's what I
Beautiful.
would say.
Yeah, so simplicity, not overloading people with information, even if we are making a lot of crew content, get to
Yes.
understand that they will not consume everything, but just give them the space for them to develop themselves. Mr. School Cat, thank you for coming here for this interview. It was
Thank you for
very a
having me.
pleasure to meeting you and to be on this call with you.
Thank you so, so much. It was a pleasure. I really enjoyed it and great, great questions. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Bye, bye.